I want to wish everyone a happy new year. This year started well. My computer is working, and I've survived 1 month of cold, which is amazing. So there's only 2 more to go. And so it wasn't that bad. My body really adapted to the cold, and I'm feeling pretty comfortable these days. And I've got these lovely linen tablecloths that I use as blankets. And Sandra gave it to me. Thank you. They're really good. They're warm. Um, and they smell nice. So I'm feeling optimistic. I've been very tired and sleepy. I think that's maybe healing. I don't know. But I feel happy. Um, I feel things are going in the right direction. So just get through the winter, and then things will get easy. By March, the weather starts to warm up, and I can't lose faith that I'm going to find a way to rebuild my life. And I know I'm healing. I feel, even if nothing much seems to be happening, I always tell myself every day I'm healing, because I'm out of that horrible exposure that made me so ill. So my body's working hard and healing. And I want to encourage everyone who is struggling with chronic illness to really keep that hope, keep that faith alive, that your body doesn't give up. In the past, sometimes I've been so ill, I thought my body can't take it anymore. This is it. This is the end. And it's not possible to endure so much pain and all those things I've been through. But my body refused to give up. And I always, in the deepest despair, I always found a way to remember the joy of life, of feeling alive in the body, in this world. And now I've got my daughter Sylvia, and she's a reminder that I can't give up on myself. I can never give up, because she needs me. And so remember that joy of being alive, just being alive in the world of feeling good, not having pain, not having difficulties with your body. Remember that joy and believe that it's possible to feel it again. Because I did, and it's only took 6 months, and I don't feel pain anymore. I'm so grateful, because as far as I remember, I've always had pain in my life. Even when I was a child, I had arthritic pain, and always. So now I don't. Even when I feel other symptoms, like feeling really tired, I'm not having pain. So I'm just in awe of how much I've accomplished already. And I feel very optimistic about how much is possible and how much our body can heal when we remove the things that are hurting it. I think that is what I believe in. I don't believe in modern medicine. I don't believe in medication. I've came to the conclusion a long time ago that every medication I tried to take made things worse, and it made my body more imbalanced and harder to heal. So I decided I'm not going to take medication unless it's an emergency and my life is at risk, like if I have an accident or something. Other than that, I'm doing this naturally. I take a few supplements, but even now I'm starting to feel, when I take them, I feel worse. So I'm trying to figure out really what my body needs, because I think what was useful in the beginning doesn't seem to be so useful now. Maybe it's even imbalancing my body the other way with too much. So I really want to give my body what it needs in a natural way. And I think the most important thing is to eliminate toxic exposure that is making my body inflamed and making it work in a bad way that doesn't really work. So that's what I believe, and that's what I'm practicing, and I'm very happy with the results so far. I don't know if everyone can do this. Maybe if people have been taking medication for many years, it might not work as fast as me. But haven't taken much of anything since I've been an adult. So my body was pretty clean in terms of that. It just was overloaded with mold toxins and some chemical exposure as well. But that's it. So believe in your body. Believe in the power of, nature. This is what the body is designed to do. It's designed to heal. It's designed to survive. And when we're ill for a long time, we start to feel like our body has betrayed us, and we feel angry with it. And that's really bad because that prevents our healing, that anger and that self-rejection. So I think it's really important to embrace ourselves and our flaws in order to be able to heal, and know, as a biochemist, I studied a bit of genetics. So we all have different genes, gene variants that. So for every gene that makes us more prone to a certain illness, usually there's an advantage as well. So everybody has different genes, and they give us advantages in one way and fragility in a different way. And so these genes that make us more sensitive to toxins also make us, I think, maybe more intelligent. It seems people who get ill with mold toxicity seem to be quite bright, at least the people I've met. And, maybe more sensitive, maybe more compassionate. This journey that we're going through is a lesson of love, if we let it be. Loving ourselves and loving the world, and even loving the people who have abandoned us because they couldn't understand what we're going through, or they think we're crazy. it's been very difficult for me to see that, but I feel going through this journey is transforming me into the person I really want to be. I guess I've always wanted to be an expression of love in the world. I wanted to be as loving as I wish other people would be towards me, and sometimes they weren't. So I feel now I'm starting to get there, to really be that person I've always wanted to be better than I ever imagined I could be, to be stronger. And I think I can be now the mother I've always wanted to be for my child, before she even existed. The mother I've been preparing myself to be for 10 years. And I always think about the moment I'll be able to be with my Sylvia again and tell her about everything that we've been through. So, when you're struggling, think about this. This is a spiritual journey. This is a journey that will lead us to being someone we never thought we could be, and to be stronger than we ever thought we could be, if you let it, if you don't give up. For me, the turning point was when I decided not to give up on myself, because when it seems everyone else has given up and abandoned you because they don't seem to care, you feel like you want, why bother if no one else does? But I just made a commitment to myself that I wouldn't give up on myself. So when those thoughts would overwhelm me, I made an effort to say, no, I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to give up. And in time, I was able to change those thoughts. And as I grew healthier, I feel happy now most of the time, except that I really miss my daughter. Other than that, I can embrace this life and this journey I have to go through to get better, and know that it's a journey. It's not the end. It's not like, wow, my life is going to be like this for the rest of my life. I don't believe that. So, it's like if you go on a journey to a distant, exotic land, you want to make the most of it and enjoy it. And that's what I'm trying to do, to enjoy the journey as much as I can, and believe that a lot of good things will come, and I'll build a life I never imagined, better than I ever imagined. I never thought my body could feel so good, and now it's it's such a blessing, really. And to imagine that my body can feel good the rest of my life. And I wouldn't have never known that I could feel this good if I hadn't had been so ill and I had to change what I was doing. I could have gone on having a kind of mediocre life. Well, my life was pretty good, but it was hard to endure the physical pain and difficulties all the time. So, and now I can have a better life than I ever imagined possible before as I heal. And I can touch the lives of many people that are suffering and have suffered as much as I have, and maybe even worse. And that's something very valuable as well. Because I became a scientist because I wanted to make the world a better place. And I was working first in the lab, then I was working with computers. And it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. But I thought, I want to be with people. I want to make people's lives better directly instead of just trying to discover something important. And then I stopped believing in medicine, and that was what I was supposed to be working on, finding the cure for cancer or candidiasis. That I was working on that on my PhD. But then I didn't believe in medication anymore, so it didn't make sense. I wanted to do something more direct to make people's lives better, and now I feel I'm doing that, and I hope. And I know several people have told me that they've been helped by the information I've been sharing, and by my courage. So I think that's very valuable, and it brings a lot of meaning in my life. And I want you to know I understand the difficulties, the physical pain. I've been through so much physical pain, most people can't even imagine. That, I had a very painful labor. For 3 days I was in labor. And most women are terrified of labor and they want drugs to numb them out. I wasn't afraid at all, not in that sense. And for me, it was all right, because I've been through pain as intense and much more prolonged than that one. So it wasn't that hard. So if people can imagine that, people who don't go through this kind of pain, then they'll know. So, and also emotional pain. A lot of emotional pain, a lot of sadness and grief for all the things I had to leave behind, and the people who disappointed me. So know that I understand so many people are going through the same, and I think much more. This is growing, and much more will come in the future. There will be a time where this illness, these illnesses caused by our toxic environment, will become widely known, and it won't be possible to try to make it go away anymore or pretend it doesn't exist. So we just need to be patient And I believe it's not going to take that long. 10 years ago, when I first got ill, I don't think there was much information about this. And now there's so much that I find all the time, so many stories in the news. And so maybe in another 5 or 10 years, this will be known, like cancer is known. Everybody knows what cancer is, even if they might not be very supportive to people who actually have cancer. But at least we won't feel so invisible. So that's my wish, and my wish to all of you for this next year, that believe that things will get better. You will heal, and the world will see us. The world will start to see us. And we just need to keep going until things get better. Because things are changing all the time. And we just have to endure the rough times until it gets better. That's what I tell myself when I'm having a difficult time. Just remember that. And I wish you a very happy day and month and year. Bye.